make rotations, atmospheric checks in and around the homes that are affected. We do that every hour on the hour and report our findings back. Some homes have slight concentrations, some have zero concentrations. We continue to monitor regardless. We are seeing that those readings are trending downward, and that downward trend is a result of the fact that we are cordoning off and sectioning off the gas lines in the area. We believe we have almost all gas service in the area completely eliminated, so the only residual odor of gas or readings that we're getting are coming up through the soil that were probably there prior to the incident. Right now, Washington Gas has multiple dig sites in process as they try and access the lines, determine which lines in the area are leaking. There's multiple lines. That has not yet been determined. We're hoping that that occurs at some point today. Occupants are allowed to access their structures if they're evacuated with the escort of fire department, and that's for their safety. We'll make sure that we escort them in, take readings of all three levels of their home before we allow them to cross the threshold to ensure that we're not meeting the lower explosive limit of combustible gases in their home. We're honoring every single request that comes forward, and we've allocated noon today up until 9 p.m. tonight for them to meet at a rendezvous point in the neighborhood and be escorted into their homes, both by vehicle and on foot, to retrieve their vehicles, valuables, so on and so forth. We're estimating, and it was a very rough estimate, another 24 to 72 hours out of their homes. We keep communication with them through a text message initiated through our Department of Emergency Management, as well as a blog, as well as reverse 911. And those that are still in their homes, the fire department or police department knocks on the door and conveys a message. That's a situation update from the fire department. I can tell you that NTSB continues to have and will continue to have full investigative authority over this entire incident. The NTSB's team is arriving in the area, and they will be present tonight at the town hall for the community members. Again, that will be isolated to the occupants and the residents without press. And we expect to have a statement from the NTSB tonight regarding the status of the investigation. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
When you say another 24 to 72 hours, to be clear, is that because of the digging, the work itself that you have to stay out, or is it the residual gas?
Yes, great question. So that allows the utility companies, the two companies involved, to determine which line is potentially leaking, expose it, find the leak, repair it, test it, and then provide service back to the community. That can be a small leak on a small line, or it could be a large leak on a large line. Completely unknown at this point, and it's not just that we're avoiding answers to questions. We don't know. It's under investigation. When we find the leak and are able to repair it, then we'll know a little bit more about the timeline.
Is it unusual that it's taking the time to identify something?
You know, I'm not a pipeline engineer. I handle the mitigation of the emergency response and make sure that we're doing our job. I think that's a question that can be more directed towards one of the utility companies.
Is there a reason why they're not here today?
They joined us with the community meeting, and then they went back to the incident scene.
Can you talk about, I guess, kind of what these, and I realize you're not the gas company doing the data,
Sure.
but there's some different lines out there. Depending on which line is leaking, it could be a different scenario. Can you talk a little bit about what they're looking for and kind of how that might play into the timeline based on what could be discovered, I suppose?
Yes, I think so. So the lines in the area range anywhere from 2 inches in diameter up to 42 inches in diameter. If it's one of the smaller lines, 2 inches or 6 inches, smaller lines, we're comfortable with maintaining the safety with the evacuation distance that we have. Should it be one of the larger lines, again, yet to be determined, we're still trying to pinpoint the leak. We have a radius that we believe it's in, and they believe it's in, then that evacuation radius would expand. Worst case scenario, that evacuation radius would expand to a quarter mile of where they believe the leak is.
Their expectation as far as that range, is that getting close to that threshold? I mean, where are we at? Do we have any, is there any way you can say with any degree of certainty kind of what they're expecting or what you're expecting?
Again, that's a tough question. I can tell you there's 6 lines, small to large, all within the area. They're trying to figure out where it is. When we figure out what line it is, then that evacuation can grow or shrink. Yes, ma'am.
Can the cause for this fire and explosion that you have heard be already related to the leak, or is that something you're still investigating?
Absolutely 100% under investigation. Right now, Fairfax County Fire and Rescue Fire Marshal's Office is on scene. They maintain an investigative and evidence protection presence at the site, as well as the NTSB. So completely under investigation. Yes, sir.
And I spoke with a woman on Fuzzywood Road. She was just told this morning that she needed to evacuate. Are you guys already expanding evacuations?
We are not expanding the scope or the radius that we identified yesterday afternoon. It may be that we just didn't catch her on the communique.
Chief, how many
Yes.
additional homes are at risk of needing evacuation? You said it could expand to that quarter-mile radius.
Mm-hmm.
How many additional homes are potentially at risk, and should people be prepared to leave at a moment's notice?
Excellent questions. That quarter-mile radius would expand it to about 100 additional homes. Again, we're not saying that that's the case yet. If that were to be the case, our goal is to provide 3 to 4 hours notice to those residents, notifying them through the blog, reverse 911, the text messages. It would not, knocking on doors and evacuating people is an emergency response. We would try and give them as much notice as possible and then follow up with knocking on the door and making face-to-face contact. Great question.
And all of that, again, is dependent on identifying leak.
It is speculative, absolutely. It all depends on which line is leaking. Yes, sir. And where.
When you say 46 evacuated, 82 with no gas, is the 82 in addition to the 46, or does that include?
Includes the 46 total.
And is Williams also digging?
Williams is not actively digging. I think it's a process of elimination, going through the lines which are layered, crisscross, so you can't have multiple utilities digging in the same area at the same time. And that's about as much as I can say why they work together to figure out whose line and where it may be.
And to be clear, everyone's cooperating.
100%. We are transitioning to a very supportive role to both utility companies and the NTSB. Our primary responsibility is making sure the community is safe, but we are supporting both utility companies and the NTSB.
And the utility companies are speaking, they're talking with each other, if that's your question.
I guess it's common in that situation to have one, or do they work that out themselves? Does the county work with them? Hey, who's going to dig? Who's going to start? What is the process of
No, that's an excellent question. So there's both state and federal agencies that have oversight and help facilitate those conversations. Again, everybody's very cooperative. I don't expect that to ever change. But you have the SCC within the state of Virginia who has multiple reps on scene. You also have PHMSA, which is Petroleum Hazmat Safety Advisory. That's a federal agency. They're on scene as well with multiple representatives, and they both, depending on which lines, where, they both have some facilitation in those conversations in the process.
What's being done for the neighbors who were already evacuated, and what in theory would be done if you did, on the chance you did have to expand this?
Yeah, absolutely. We offered a warming center, like a community center, the night of the initial incident. We did not see any residents in the area take advantage of that. It seems largely that people have found either hotels, friends, or family to stay with. There are means of reimbursement either through insurance, renters, and homeowners insurance policies, and then also the utility companies offering to reimburse the residents.
Just follow up on that. How were residents informed of this resource that night? I just spoke to someone who said that night they slept in their car. So how that is getting in the last 2 days? Someone I was my husband.
Yes. Yeah, so the night of the incident, if they were sleeping in the car, we did make face-to-face communication with everybody in the area because we did need to evacuate on an emergency basis at that time. So it was within minutes. So the fire department went door to door, not only evacuating, but also taking readings within the area.
How many have exited to the incident point?
We had about 340.
Running total 340 since yesterday when it was announced.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the question was, how many people have signed up for the text messages for Fairfax County? 340 thus far.
It may be obvious, but to the layman, why is NTSB involved?
That's a good question. They have governing authority over the investigation of pipeline incidents. probably new to a lot of people, but it is actually the way things work, and it's not the first time they've been involved in one. Mhm.
Does this change how you guys approach these like cases, or have you guys already as a result of this?
Mhm. Our emergency response and mitigation and safety efforts remain the same, and we think that we have some of the best in the business. We support them. The only thing that would change is that we have to make sure that confidentiality is maintained between us and NTSB, knowing that it's their investigation and it's going to be in process for some time.
Chief, I do want to quickly, if there's any more questions for the fire department, we can, but I do want to give our police partners an opportunity to respond on how we're protecting the homes and all of that sort of stuff there. So,
good morning. My name is Captain Chris Cosgriff, Cosgriff. The police department was on scene within several minutes of this incident, has remained there with an increased presence since the initial call for service came out. We're there in a support role to our partners at the fire department to provide scene security, traffic control, and the increased police presence. Homeowners are understandably concerned that they can't access their homes at any given time. So we do have officers in the area patrolling and at fixed posts around the area, keeping non-residents out and ensuring the safety of the homes.
Could any of us go to the scene?
You can get into the public areas outside the scene, just as anyone can go to the public areas, but inside the scene, the general public, other than homeowners who are in the act of obtaining something out of their homes, can't go inside the perimeter. Thank you.
we will work on coordinating a media staging zone for you guys there as well. So we'll get that to you at the end. There is going to be no presser today. We're going to work with the NTSB and our partners at Washington Gas and Williams, but we will probably look at having one tomorrow, potentially with the NTSB. Thanks.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Cool, thank you.
Anything else? Did you all get this information, please? No, I think we're good. Yeah.
We do have an area similar to the same location you guys were at yesterday. It's got, yellow fire on that. We can take around. Sure. So give you a good vantage point.
At any point, can we get an escort to be able to be at the front of the house?
Press for that. Not yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, not one.
Do you speak to the police officers though on scene and just mention that you're with the press area still be to the media staging area?
Is that where we were at the end of the day yesterday?
Yeah, parking on Quail Pond Court, close to where our green lights are on, would be best for us. We maintain the thoroughfare. So.
That's anytime today, or that's tomorrow?
Yep.
Anytime we can go there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
let me know.
It's set up now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we want to make sure you guys have as much footage opportunity as possible.
And then just keep an eye on our X for the next presser, potentially with the NTSB.
And you don't anticipate that being today?
It probably will not be today, no. We're meeting with them at 1 p.m. To go over everything, but it'll probably be tomorrow afternoon with them.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you, sir.